So today I'm going to show you how to fold an origami dove and then how to make a short garland of them or another decoration. So here we go. So you'll need a square of paper for each dove. My piece is a 10cm square. Some PVA glue, paper clips, some jute, a needle threader and a needle, and some wooden beads. So let's start by folding our dove. Start by folding your piece of paper diagonally in half, like so. Then fold that in half again. Don't open it out for this design. Open it, and now you're going to take this corner up to the middle and then do the same with this side, like so. There's one done, and then the other side. As you can see, it's all nice and straightforward so far. Now you need to pick it up and fold it over in half, so that where you had your two bits folded up, they're at the top. Okay, now take this corner and bring it up to the middle. You want a nice sharp crease, and you're going to turn it over and do the same on the other side. Right, now take one of these flaps from the top, lift it, and as you do, use your finger and thumb to push like so to make a ring. I'll just show you it again. So it was like this, then lift this up here, push it over, push that up, and the ring. And the other side, same thing, open it up, push in, make sure you've got it done nicely at the corner, and there you are. So that's the wings. Next we're going to fold from here down slightly. So we're going to make the dove's head. Fold it one way and then the other. And can you see we've got this small triangle coming out? That's going to be its beak. I want you to open it up and just press that piece down inside, and then fold the other bits up over it. And there you are. Last stage, to fold it over like that, the other side, and then just put your thumb in the middle and open it out to make the tail. Curve out the wings, and there you have your origami dove. Nice and simple. Right, you need to make 3 more of those, and then we can come back and I'll show you the next stage. Now, you've got your 3 doves. We need to assemble them to make your decoration. You need about 80 centimetres of whatever you're going to use to thread, I'm using jute, and I'm going to thread this onto my needle. The needle's got nice big eyes, so they do thread quite easily. If you do have any difficulty, just use a needle threader, and I find these little ones really good. So I'm going to start off with, I'm going to take one of my larger wooden beads, the patterned ones, and I'm going to thread my needle and jute through it, even a bit of a tail, and I'm going around and I go up again, and then do the same thing again, just going back down to the bottom and bringing my thread back up. The reason I'm doing that is that it does make it nice and secure. So at the end we're going to add a little blob of glue anyway. So now take the first one of your doves and, oops, forgot to give this one its head and its beak. Just slightly, and where you've got this point here, which is at the top of the head, the flat bit, can you see? Just want you to thread your needle through, and the arm through, and you're going to bring it up until the bead is there. Now this is where you want some PVA glue or whatever glue you want to use. I prefer PVA. Just want you to put a little in the middle there, squish it together, and then I just find that a paper clip is just the ideal thing to use just to hold it tight while it sets. So I'm going to do the same thing, and you just need to judge now how far apart you want your doves. So I think about that suits me. Probably about, I don't know, 8 centimeters, something like that. And again, we're just going to do that double pass through our bead because you want it to stay in place. They probably have got, because of the jute being quite rough, they're just with one thread through, they stay in place fairly well, but that makes sure. And then we just repeat the same thing. Pop the needle through, thread up our dove till it meets the bead, squirt of PVA, just position the bead where we want it, and a paper clip while it dries. So, and then just one more to do. So it's exactly the same thing. Back through 2 times. You see it's nice and tight from the way I was tugging it there. And on we pop our last dove. Just poke the needle through. There we are. And of course, I'm going to put a bit of PVA there. And of course, as well as just keeping the bead in place, just that bit of PVA really helps to keep the bird in a good shape as well. And things like the wings, the tails, you can tweak once the glue's dried. So now we need to make our hanger. More or less the same, but this is just a slight difference. So start off with, decide how far you want it to be from the last bird, and we're going to go round again. And again, do that twice. Now I'm going to thread on the two smaller beads, and these are just to help give a bit of shape to that loop. a little bit tight, but you can get them on. So to make the hanging loop, we go back down through that larger bead, and again just decide how big you want that loop to be, like this size, longer, shorter, it's up to you. And then just make sure it's on really nice and secure. I'm just going to put my needle through, just see if I can get it through about one more time, I think. Again, like this. Pull it through, and can I get one more through? Yes. So don't need the needle anymore, and you've assembled it, and you can just see here how those two beads help to give a bit of shape to the loop. The last thing that I would do is, although this will be is secure, just to make sure, is just dab a little bit of glue onto the top and the bottom of just the bead from the loop, and then the bead that's at the base. And then leave it to dry. When it's dry, you can just take off the paper clips and trim the ends of the jute to make your decoration. I think these doves are really lovely. They're very easy to fold and they're very versatile. So I've made mine just book paper, but in a 2 or 3, but you don't have to. You could do them as individual birds, perhaps to put on a Christmas tree as part of your Christmas decorations, or even have 3 birds on separate strings that all join together at the top. Lots of things you could do, and of course you could use lots of different papers. For Christmas, what would be better than perhaps making some in some leftover scraps of Christmas wrapping paper? Maybe even pop one on the presents as an extra decoration. And also, they'd be very romantic for a wedding decoration. So anyway, that's my latest tutorial, and I hope to see you soon.